we know what's going to happen, but the rest of them don't. They put down an observer ward, so yeah, Roshan's alive now. But because 4AC checked so early, it's probably going to be another 20 seconds before they walk back into the pit, and that's enough time for a control of their top lane again.
What's going on, guys? Artificial Rest here, and today I'm very excited to actually bring you a highly requested tutorial, and it's going to be how to show your Twitch chat in-game.
You see them with Topperman with his Bloodstone charges, like we went back for him respawning instantly, and now he's down to 4 charges on this Bloodstone.
Only one monitor.
It's a bit of like a telltale sign of how these slays in games have been going for Alliance.
Awesome. So
they keep getting rid of the track, they're capable of doing so. Now the SF's just scouted out Roshan, so Alliance is very well aware of this, and they can't let it happen. But the top wave's out far enough that they can come down here.
He should watch out your BOT to the top lane, and then push it out, and then get recall back.
Once you
and
search for Trillion, you can go ahead and click on
they
the
don't,
first
but it
link
looks
that
like
pops up.
Alliance actually gonna move inside the pit.
Very quick, really quick, but with Pycat just power shooting into that, he's got enough. They've actually gotten through it, and this feed Aegis the Immortal go into the Slardar. In fact, he takes the cheese, so Pycat can hold on to the Aegis the Immortal. The Fish will block him out, and Loda is actually jumping in! He gets hexed almost instantly! He's got the cheese, he doesn't have the Aegis, he's gonna drop 83 seconds, the buyback is available, and now Pycat's gonna get Iron Slate in the bottom river. He's in so much trouble, or is he? Nymphy! Pycat man modes up against him, steals the rune out from under their finger, and the Aegis Immortal's gonna proc for him. The buyback, it comes out as Mad being picked off by Trixie. Does Pycat have enough to try and fight this one? Admiral Bulldog, the Nova, he hasn't got it off, and now he's done so. Pycat can't get the kill over on Boogie. He still doesn't have an Aegis Immortal. The cape, the Sentry Wars actually misses on the attacks. He's away to
Right, so
safety supplied early right there. The TP out, the blinding light actually stopping Admiral Bulldog. They'll hex him up there. No Icarus dive. He has Sun ready to get back down again. Maybe he can do that. The Fissure blocking on the other side, but Topperman has the damage required. 2 minutes on the sideline for Admiral Bulldog as Trixie hunting the supports, actually heavily missing on Arcade.
You know, it's fine.
They'll be able to come in. I don't know if they can finish though.
So fast.
I'm not gonna add a shortcut to my desktop because, as you guys know,
that's the damage output you don't really expect to see coming out from a Wind Ranger.
Yeah, they see the support, so they think they're okay.
Loda gets the summon with Topperman. The Shackles are flying too. Loda gonna BKB up. That means he's lost his immunity. Pycat, they need a 4-star. Double split. Pycat just turns on the BKB. But Topperman and Loda right behind him. The crush. They can wait it out. The Shackle shot did actually latch. I think he got him. But Topperman's locked in position. Pycat, a huge hit from him. And now Loda trying to pass up on Trixie. He makes it get 1-2. Trixie will drop as well. Alliance, they're holding the line for now. And maybe even further. The 4-star actually stopping Loda from getting the extra support of 4AFC. But he wants to keep going. The amplification. And he's just going to stand his ground. He can run this though, even with the mana leak on him.
It's kind of, you know, regular. But oh well. And we can type in our email, which will be blurred out for privacy purposes, of course. And just take that you are over 13 and understand what the hell is going on. And then it will create your account, so you just have to wait until it have created your Trillion account. When it's done, just click on next. You can just simply just skip all this. You don't need any of it for using or viewing your Twitch chat. So you can just skip it, click next, and finally click done. And it will log you right in. You will get an email which you'll have to confirm that that is actually you. Alright. Here, and what you want to do is go up to the bar where it says Trillion and pick the first selection down, which is Manage Accounts. This will bring you to this image or this window right here, and what you want to do here is, alright, so this is me via Trillion, the Trillion network, but we want to add the option to connect to the Twitch network, which uses IRC. So what you want to do now is go to add new account and pick IRC. And the account name, you can name whatever, something relevant, so I'm gonna call this, if I can type it right, Artificial Rest Twitch. Alright, so any nickname you want to put in or insert your actual nickname or your username on Twitch. which is Artificial Rest.
Anh mưa like sớm này chậm đây mà đẹp không? Thằng great.
Whatever your guys' name are, you can choose that. And server host, you are going to type in IRC dot twitch.tv. That is your host. You can click on that just to get some
Bỏ
to see
file
some
đã
other
thèm rồi.
hosts.
Pram
But I don't
rồi.
think it's on there, so I haven't tried that. So whatever, you can just do that.
No, cái này nó kia rớt ngon kìa đó.
Automatically connect
hai
to this
cái gió,
account
cái
and
hai
start
cái
up.
PPA mỗi tên buồn
You
rồi.
might as well click that. It doesn't really
Phải anh
matter.
Trần?
It's fine. And once you have done that, you
Sì,
can
mình
go
chưa biết
ahead
sao
and
nè.
go into settings. Now you want to have a Twitch password or a server password rather for the Twitch server, which will be on this site right here. You can go ahead and go into description, and this will be here. So you can click on connect with Twitch, and this will you need to authorize it to the Twitch channel. Once you've authorized it, you can just copy this one and go back into Trillion. It's this one, yep. Insert that, and you should be good to go from here. And we can go back, and just to see that it inserted it correctly, you just go ahead and go back into the connection settings options, and you can see that it is right there. After you've done that, you can click on the or check it. So this way it will be connected. Alright, so now that you're ready for the next step, you want to go ahead and open your Twitch page. So you can just open the chat and just to confirm that this actually what you type in the Trillion chat actually comes up in the Twitch chat. So what you want to do now is go ahead and type in. Alright, so I figured out what was wrong actually, so we'll try this again. So if you don't have the chat window open and only the sidebar, you can go ahead and go into Trillion, but over there, that little IRC window, you can see it looks like a little question mark. I don't know what it is, but go into show status window and you'll get this. So what I did wrong last time was that I typed with not lowercase letters, which didn't work. So if you want to connect to your Twitch chat, all you need to do is type your username in lowercase.
Rồi xong TikTok desktop thôi. Rock it on. Ở đây hồng mau bên này ai để tôi không can phải ban mau còn mau phải đây xem các cái mau nhiều khi hết luôn trên này chứ thôi tụi bay ta is under attack là bây YouTube này đó rồi desktop thôi Rock it on. I should have known. Ở đây ông mau bên này hay tôi khác đã mau phải xem các cái mau nhiều khi hết luôn trên này chứ
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Cái YouTube này đó rồi desktop
Filch that.
Rock it on. I should have known. Ở đây ông mau bên này hay tôi khác đã mau phải xem các cái mau sai rồi Điều thì hết luôn trên này đấy.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Cái thuốc này. Đó, thằng mấy. Rồi. Sai rồi.
Felt smacked.
Free 50% មកមិនចេះតិច50%ហ្នឹងដល់មួយឆ្នាំហ្នឹងប្រហែលដឹងអត់ជាង$10000ជាង$10000អរេអូមកកណៃហើយភើទូខាងអូសម្រាប់មើលថៃដល់ហ្នឹងអីខ្ញុំតែនិយាយថាលុយណាយខ្ញុំជឿ respect ក៏ឆោតចាំដល់ខ្ញុំមិនថាcái này nè cái này nè thằng mấy mấy free 50% មកចេះតិច50%ហ្នឹងដល់មួយឆ្នាំហ្នឹងប្រហែលដឹងអត់ជាង$10000ជាង$10000អរេអូមកហើយភើ
Radiant's bottom tower is falling.
Điều thì hết luôn này đấy chứ là đây cái trò chơi cái này nè thằng mấy mấy free 50% មកចេះតិច50%ហ្នឹងមួយឆ្នាំហ្នឹងប្រហែលជាង$10000ជាង$10000
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
ឥឡូវហៅកុំព្យូទ័រថ្មីnữaកុំព្យូទ័រនេះវាប្រើសម្រាប់ live ខ្ញុំប្រើសម្រាប់មើលហង
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
ឥឡូវអញ្ចេះទៅចេះអ្នក live tweet ហ្នឹងណាគឺឥឡូវចេះបងឥឡូវស្រាប់បងជីហូអ្នកខាស់ហើយនឹងអ្នកហោះតំណឹងតែមួយឯងអីទៅចឹងឯងដល់ពេលអ្នក live យកប្រើកុំព្យូទ័រមួយទៀតយកមក follow អាហ្នឹងអញ្ចឹងអ្នកហ្នឹងមើលឃើញតាម Smart Inspector delay 2នាទីហើយ live tweet ទៅ delay 1នាទីមក10 second ទៀតហើយមិនបាច់តាម YouTube ទេវាបញ្ហា delay 5នាទី3នាទីវាអីតាម YouTube ព្រោះគេមិនមើលមួយយើងតែឥឡូវហ្នឹងណាត្រូវអត់តែឥឡូវបញ្ហាតង្ហេតុឯកៀងនេះវាមកកុំព្យូទ័រគឺសួរប្រៀបធៀបកុំព្យូទ័រមួយទៀតមកស្នុកតែឥឡូវវាសំខាន់អានេះគេបើកចេញជាហួយមានកុំព្យូទ័រផ្សេងនៅក្នុងហ្នឹងឥឡូវមានអ្នកគេកំពុងប្រើនៅលើតកម្មវិធីបញ្ចុះអត់នេះតទេឲ្យបើក YouTube ណាគេបើក YouTube មើលគេបើក YouTube ឲ្យគេបើក YouTube មើលតែអត់ទៅក៏យ៉ាងម៉េចឥឡូវ slide នៅក្នុង live នៅក្នុង live เราចូលបើបើកគេមិនពូថាអត់បើមើលធម្មតា live ហ្នឹងគាត់តែមានតែពេលកុំទៅតាក់ដល់ពេលអា live នេះវាទៀតដែរហ្នឹងហើយឥឡូវចង់ថាឲ្យមើលមកឲ្យបងជួយឆែកមើលយក frequency មិញអត់យកដាក់ស្មើ120យក120ព្រោះគាត់និយាយថា60ហ្នឹងមានន័យថា1 second ស្មើ1 second តែយើងនៅណោះមិននៅនោះមើលឃើញហ្មងដាក់ជីហ្មងណាជីហ្មងជីហូអើយដាក់ធីមធំឲ្យច្បាស់អេអត់មកឲ្យចាញ់ខ្លាំងមកចាញ់មកជាស្តែងនេះហ៎ពីណាគេទីជួនមួយអូកណាអត់បានទេអូស្អែកថ្ងៃសៅរ៍មានអីបងទូទៅចុះធំមិនផ្សេងលីកើតវាយនេះទៅចាំលេងអើយអេចូលមកអត់ចំពេលទាំងឥឡូវមើលឃើញណា Facebook វិញហ្នឹងគេខនស៊ីខនសេទីដាក់ចូលទៅ Bài bản phây vậy? Má nó. Phần năng mẹ mưa thế à?
Dire's bottom barracks
Mà
are
thế
under
à này chứ
attack.
mưa phun. Có đánh không? Ở cái khác tới.
Dire's bottom barracks
no.
has fallen.
Còn cái này không phải.
Dire's bottom barracks has fallen.
Nãy này bàn tay này để lái cứ vô công tôm cái bàn lái. Vô con gì á?
Lái nè vô công tơ mà lái mấy hạt chứ.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Khác bàn tay đọc bây dương nhẹ cứ dương cho nó một khẩn này thôi. Chứ từ ra công tơ từ mặt bảy. Please.
Đi vô trên nó trên đọc trên nó như mà lên.
Nó vô trên đồng như này công tơ.
So phải bị bảy.
And it's off.
Đang xui con mình. Tại mà cái lúc nhận biên ba là xây cái ao dương install. When start là hồi đọc ấy bắt đầu start là mình. Chẳng.
Khi dương công tơ em mua tiền rồi.
Rock it on.
Là bao nhiêu thu bán?
Bao nhiêu thu?
Nhưng mà giờ từ sao?
Hào em mẹ like thì công tơ bên này đi. Like bên đó. Mấy kén thì mấy được sao thì đấy, được sao tại viết feed phong, viên này like phong, viên này mơ điện, cho nhưng mà internet nó pi đo á, upload không về được mùi hay, nhưng nào load mơ không về được mùi điện, mơ like không về được mùi điện. Wifi nữa viên sẽ kết một ăn
Players here.
Radiant victory. Alliances turn to pick.
Blood right, yes.
Yeah.
Pure damage, man. Night Stalker really fast, just rupture him, easy.
And then this turns into like a support Night Stalker, and you're like, ah, crap. Because they could get away with that too. We're getting a note from our expert on the side, Teddy. We're looking at Zeus as the combo hero for both of the teams. It would actually be really nice for Alliance when you can combine Thunder God's Wrath in with the Wrath of Nature as well. Like heroes like SD and Keeper of the Light are going to drop very, very quickly.
I think the problem with that is the Glimmer Cape's already good versus 4 ASC's lineup. Like a Disruption combo or like a Missile or a Rupture is generally what they're going to start off with, and then if you just Glimmer Cape them, they aren't going to take any damage from Call Down, Rocket Barrage, or Illuminate. So I do like Zeus a lot. The only problem is Glimmer Cape just owns him in this patch. OP item.
It's not that bad. Did you see the Lotus Orb game from earlier today in Southeast Asia? And now that's an OP item. Finger of Death Lotus Target.
I saw that in the NA game.
Was that the NA game? Or was that the SEA game? No, that was the NA game. Oh yeah, that's right. That was in the final. Getting my games mixed up now. Matt, you got to make a choice, dude. 6 seconds left, and actually going to go with the Slanter. So we are looking at either a Midnight Stalker, or we're looking at a support NS. Kind of feels weird though with the Slanter selection. Like I understand the synergy between Rubik as well as Slanter.
Is there that much synergy though?
It's just the control, so Slanter can just crush and like without having to always just go into sprint. It's the control factor, so he can reach the target before they hit the tier 1 tower on the top.
But the problem is they don't have any damage. Like Slara went 2-2-0 last game, so no bash. And Rubik doesn't have that much damage. I mean, he has some right clicks, but there's no AA or anything to augment his damage. Maybe with a Slardar amp later, but that's gonna come out pretty late.
I'm gonna go with Storm Spirit. This was the mid up against the Templar Assassin.
Yeah, I wonder if get owned by the Disruption plus Blood, right? Because that's really the best way to control him. Gyro, Coddle offer no ways to lock him down. So they really need a Blood right to hit on him.
Yeah. Well, we're going to get ourselves into game in a moment. For ASC, like it's one of these lineups again where I look at them like if they can survive the early lane phase, they're gonna start to like push down through buildings, take team fight up team fight. With the Templar Assassin advantage too, taking Roshan is not as quick as what we saw Alliance do in the last game, but it's still very, very quick.
But Alliance, they have the NP advantage. One of Bulldog's best heroes, and
that they do.
I don't know about that Phoenix versus Lesh matchup. That's one that you don't see very often. Lesh solo off lane versus Phoenix, but it seemed like Bulldog didn't win the lane as he would. Different.
I also look at Phoenix. I'm just wondering, like, is he really that? Like during the team fights, it made a lot of sense.
He won them on so many team fights early.
Yeah.
Like they were actually like only 1 or 2 kills behind in like 20-30 minutes into the game because of him.
It just meant that your pickoff though was heavily reliant on Mad getting the initiation, like getting in there. And you don't have that from your offlaner. That's one thing where I still like. I love it when you have like a team fight versus a team and Phoenix 100%. But when you're looking for these pickoff style lineups, it's not as easy to do. Which in like with Templar Assassin, Gyro, like Bloodseeker, all of these guys work really nicely with the Shadow Demon.
Is Bloodseeker a Night Stalker counter? I don't actually think so. He's so tanky. But
true, he just runs off like
Rupture, easy. That's the counter, man. He can't run away.
But if he gets a good enough start, like if it was a core, then I'd be like, and a Night Stalker, he'll probably be fine to be able to run halfway across the map before he'd be in trouble.
They actually almost have no ways to stop TPs though, which is a pretty big deal. Because if you're using Disruption to lead in a Blood Right, then what do you have to stop TPs? You have just a rocket.
You're not counting on a rocket. Not unless you're force stopping that thing forward. Yeah, you're right. Actually, Alliance, like, there's no hunt hero on the Prophet. If Prophet plays his cards right, almost maybe one of those games for the Blink Maelstrom build to come out for Admiral Bulldog, and just play the split push game. Like always, keep them looking behind themselves, and that'll buy space for Slaughter as well.
Yeah,
it's good to find pickups.
So lineups he's there to join the fights. Like Night Stalker scouts out opportunities for Storm, and
then he joins.
Yeah, this is. I mean, that's what they're really weak against. Shadow Demon, keep it light, like just wrap around.
So you prefer to see something more like the mech being built on the Nature's Prophet, so when he TPs in, you got that.
It's not necessarily the item build, it's more the playstyle. Just look for opportunities. I think kills take higher priority than pushing in this particular one. Their lineup isn't good at pushing, like Slaughter and Storm, like, yeah, they can hit towers, but in terms of, compared to like a Leshrac last game or like Mech SF, you can't push out waves nearly as quickly.
Interesting position from Trixie coming in behind Admiral Bulldog, so he's going to try and combine it with the compliment. Admiral Bulldog, that Rocket Barrage doing little to no damage. He's got the boots and is able to run away faster.
And he has some trees there.
Yeah.
He had decent positioning. I don't really know how much of support going to be able to do.
Yeah, the Rocket Barrage, like almost all these shots just flying into the trains. There's also a potential, like, okay, Mad's been pushing around here for a while with the Night Stalker, just looking at Templar Assassin.
But I mean, that's pretty much it for Gyrocopter in this lane. He was down to like 200 HP and he doesn't have boots, so
it's like you almost play him as the Zeus. Like I come up, I lit off 3 arc lines, and then I just leave the lane. Yeah. I did my job.
But still, it's going to be difficult for him to have a lot of lane control versus the poor main shield Bloodseeker. Already on to 8 CS, not sure how many of those or Treants, but still fantastic. And Bulldog can only do so much in this one, similar to last game.
As long as you can just rotate a hero up there, there's an observer wall that's blocking the pull cam, so there's no way for Alliance to control the lane, but absolutely there, but they do get the barrage off. Talkies just throw it back, throwing Trixie away from that. Again, Alliance trying to Slaughter off lane with a real support like the NS. I know it originally started as a dual lane though.
I think in this game though, he can actually do stuff without the dagger, which is really, really important.
Right, because 4ASC just run at him directly.
Or no, because they have good ways to initiate without his blink stun. Before it was all blink stun, and SD is not strong enough to go in, and they had a fitter that can initiate. This time they have like an MP who can wrap around with Sprout. They have the Night Stalker who can slow down with Void and tank for him. They have the Storm who can jump, so he can just walk around the fight unhindered because there's so many other factors for 4ASC to consider.
I'm actually wondering too if Nature's Prophet can even, does he even help by coming into that bottom lane? With the buff for Sprout is even better, but he can't level up Sprout. He put the extra, the 3rd point up into Treants.
Well, they have long cooldown on the spells. Illuminate and Disruption are really long, so if they want to use that to go in on Slaughter, they can almost always get a return kill. They still have to get a right on top of the rock and barrage immediately afterwards. So I think that, yeah, it's definitely worth it. Maybe not offensively, but I think to counter gank, yes.
Man, that keeper, the light just keeps blasting his Illumina into the wave every time. I know Hani was talking to us about this at the break as well, where like the Illumina just keeps pushing the creep wave out. There's no ability to dive onto the towers. But we really worry about that kind of dive when you've got like a Rubik and a Slava this time around. You don't have that burst
They're smoking
combo
a
here.
Slaughter into the mid lane. Do they have reveal on Ake?
No.
Okay, so how
Arcade's got nothing really.
are they going to kill Tia? I guess it won't work.
Piker doesn't have it either.
Ví dụ mà nè tí rất khó cắt
Either that or they're assuming that she didn't get melted.
Okay, well, they're tired of Keeper Light constantly spamming out their lane.
They can come in from behind, but Mad running to the trees. It's going to reveal the fact he's got support over here, but he had no other choice. And now in comes Slaughter with a crossover from Boogie. Admirable is going to come and join the fight. And Boogie will be the first man down. Just in a great position, out of mana, out of Rocket Barrage, and blocked with the body so much with the Treants. And that would be 2 kills going to Alliance. Successful off lane, and Mad living with a beastic of life on that off lane.
I mean, nice. He has no stats, and look at his HP. 682 HP with 6 armor. He's one of the beefiest heroes in the game, and they almost got a kill on him, but he had a great presence of mind to run to where the his other 2 lane mates were, and of course Bulldog coming in to clean up after that gank.
I'm surprised they didn't flag for 4 AFC though. Like you're missing the heroes in the lane. You had to know something else was coming to you, but you're so close to the first blood. Maybe it was just too good.
TA was also right, so she's pretty safe. So I mean, I really like that play from Alliance. So again, against a Keeper Light, you just have to approach like around him and make it so that he can't illuminate you. You take too much damage. If you get hit by level 2 illuminate, that's like 900 magic damage that you're.
Also, we see the build coming out from the Prophet. At least it's the assumption of it. So we've got an Orchid, sorry, coming up on Nature's Prophet.
No, ở là mình đang là main caster đấy chứ. Main
It's
caster
really good
đây là
for
lúc
demon.
co-caster mình.
Like the storm
Mình
can
tưởng
all just
co-caster
go
này
for
khó
it
như này main
on
caster như
both
không
sides, and then they
năng khó nặng main banh ha không mới chở nên gọi dân cái lobby nè.
SD and people are gonna die.
Cái lobby hay cho game lắp dân
I
bị chia
think
game.
Gyro actually is going to be a fairly big liability.
Cũng ai được tha mình mau dưới nó là sai cái. Quạt whole game của các bạn YouTube con đó. Có bao nhiêu thông con cho mình lẹ
Not many players have been going for this.
Rồi bây giờ nếu như còn whole game nhưng lại quit rồi. Mới bên từ mới từ mới một bạn không faster. Mới tăng. Nhưng mới
Maybe
té.
they don't think it's that great versus some of their heroes. Like Storm can zip into it and hit it while invulnerable. Slaughter has sprint, so by the time he gets hit, he's not going to be in a difficult position to counter.
Hỏi tục mình
Okay, not going to take this fight. I think the sprint just went on to cooldown for Loader. So yeah, still on cooldown for the moment.
Well, his farm is much better. He's 2-2.
Bộ ấy có tầm mua chở đó là sao bạn?
He's much better suited for having Slaughter thrive.
Đời ra
Ban
stick ban vẫn
When you're
em.
not relying on that, the other team has other things to worry about, like defending their safe lane and getting farm
Con
on,
tên là coi.
I don't know,
Mình
anything,
sai.
but that's not Bloodseeker.
Mình đá rồi.
I like how 4ASC were cleaning the tree line off just on the top river so they could see over into the jungle. Try and just get any kind of early notice if Alliance is trying to loop around them. Nice courier.
Bởi nếu mà nó là u mình thật thôi thì nhưng anh lụ.
So it's nighttime now, 4 ASC. Pretty similarly to last game.
Ngoài tục trao lần tới bên là cái lúc ấy.
TA is okay, but just doesn't have the
Long come down. Pycat going to go for Trixie. The Rocket Barrage is there. We've got the Prophet. The Sprout's going to be there. He's still in a loop. He had a tango to get himself out, but it took too long. Allowed Pycat to finish the job, especially when he had a haste rune to keep up.
Their reach is so much better this game, and again, Slaughter doesn't have to be involved in these fights for them to get kills. Last game, they were just so dependent on loading. Just too much pressure on him, and this game, I mean, they're playing so well. They knew that they were heroes.
Nó lừa.
With the mobility, with the TP.
Tại bạn ha lấy về
Teleportation
internet từ các
from
công tơ mới tiền.
Nature's Prophet
Cho
for
con cho
ASC
công
can't
tơ
get
mới
there
tiền
in
mà
time. So they have just much better mobility this game than last game, and playing way better.
Anh ấy ban tờ ní online tweet.
And with that,
Anh thôi
you'd think they'd have a better advantage, but still, Amphi was considering having a crack at Mad. But I'm still looking at the highest CSs, and TA is leading the charge by a very long way.
But Tia can't do that much later, right? If she gets amped up, she can't melt dodge anything. They'll have trans
microphone
to
Top lane, are they actually having something? No, sorry, take it back.
they have the treants to knock off one of the fracture dice.
អានោះអត់ឃើញទេតែក៏មិនបានដែរ
To initiate on her, so yeah, it's not easy for Tia to shine.
So basically she needs a mana style to be
ហើយ
capable
មិញ
of
មើល
effectively
មើលอะไรណាក៏មិនមើលឡើង
HP or Bloodseeker to get really farmed so she can do some damage.
well, just by space creation.
Yeah, and just be there.
តែអានោះវាមិន
So you
ពេលនេះ
need
ហើយ
to
វា
try
record
and go for the more like the Ulmo kind of style. Like you go for the blink.
វា
back
ថាវា
and
record
just
ចូលនេះបាន
TA and
ចង់
just
និយាយថាយើង
kill them
record នឹង
before
ចប់
they
វាចូល
can
ក្នុង
do-
account YouTube យើង
Is that the
ទុក
better
មើល replay មក
option?
បាន
The safer option is always like phase drums. I'm not. I mean, TA hasn't been that popular
ខប់នេះ
recently,
ពុកលៀក
but
អាកាស
I just don't think
លក្ខ
she's
ណៈ
gonna
ថា
have-
ដូច replay
I
អញ្ចឹង
think she's gonna have issues surviving.
Radiant's bottom tower
Speaking of surviving, you've already lost the Bloodseeker. It was the Wrath of Nature kicking through the mid that let us know.
អានោះវាមានអា frame ប្រហែល frame ទេណូ
Find themselves more kills, 5-0 after pouring a seeing such a convincing start in game 1.
60 frame
But I mean, the nature's problem is just really scary to deal with. They like the 3-on-3 gank on bottom. Like you think it's gonna be okay, the nature's prophet comes in. You think you're okay as a gyrocopter farming your safe lane, and the nature's prophet comes in, and yeah, you know it's coming, but you still can't play around it. Your heroes can't move around.
Frame
But you can't prepare. You can't prepare for that. You can't have vision of him coming in because you can just TP in the middle of tree line and then
Now,
take out the
public
tree
view,
line.
as you're still on
Sprout
platform
from the tree, so you won't even see
then it
that
will go
coming.
into your subscribers' subscription feed. So go back to the live control and then make sure that everything is good to go. Well, in public view, here I have the countdown. Now, public view, and they should be seeing, since you have the video set on private, this almost doesn't matter right now. To make sure again, you don't have,
Now. He did drop pretty
នេះ
low
បង
because
នេះ
he
យើង
had
ស្គាល់
to
ទៅ
run
ច្បាស់
out
យើង
of
សុំ
that
គាត់
blood,
ទៅ
it just, oh, okay. Video set on private, yeah. Play and they
បើគាត់មិញខ្ញុំមកឡើងនិយាយ
it
បាយ
just
បាយ
good
តែ
to
មិន
go.
តមក
Well, in public
This
view,
also gives
here I
you
have the
a
countdown.
countdown.
Now, public view, and they should be seeing, since you have the video set on private, this almost doesn't matter right now. To make sure again,
អូយមក
you
ខ្ញុំ
don't
ដឹងតែគាត់ស្មារតីមានកុំព្យូទ័រនៅថតលេងកាតមួយទៀត
Completely failed. He's died a couple times. Bloodseeker just used Rupture solo with absolutely no
អ
follow-up.
ត់មានអ៊ីនធឺណិត
And
Hay là ca live tweet.
they're scrambling to
Cũng
put
tới những tiếng
any
bày.
sort of pressure on Alliance, and it's daytime. They need to put
ដាក់
pressure.
ហ្នឹង follow អាហ្នឹង
Podcast gonna be
follow
the
ហើយ
first one to do it.
នេះ
Got
លើ
the vision
follow
over
ដែរ
on Boogie by throwing
តែ
down
នេះ
that
live
lemon,
tweet សត
but they want
អា
to
ពី
jump
រ
over from Tumberman.
ចឹងមកបង
It's
ប្អូន
still
ខ្ញុំ
daytime, so
ខ្ញុំ
it's
ទៅ
not the
គាត់
best
មួយ
time
ហើយ
to
លែ
map
ថត
be
ទៅការ
fighting.
កុំទៅមួយទៀត
Lumina pushes them back with the Wrath of Nature, pick up by RK. She's stunning up the Temple Assassin, so he can't
Ôi,
follow it
trong-
straight
trong
away, and
cái
RK cannot
like-
TP at the time. But 5 heroes from 4 AFC
Mình chưa,
end up
bọn
on
lớn
this
đây còn
top
bắt đây.
lane. Alliance just
Nhưng
gonna
đây
let
là
it
con
go,
này.
and in fact they're already pushing down bottom lane.
Yeah, they needed to make something happen. At least put themselves up on the board and know Alliance. Let Alliance know that, you know, they're willing to fight back and not just take games and try to go farm that way. That style of play just does not work anymore.
អាស៊ូ
Dyer's top
I'm
tower
surprised the Ruby kill it's fine, but still, you send a message and Alliance don't really care about the message. Like you're farming up the middle lane over on a Slider who's about to hit the Blink Dagger. So we're not sitting here forever waiting on that timing for the Blink Dagger Slider. While Abba Bulldog is having it at the time of his life. He's already halfway to finishing up the full orchid, and he's already adding a lot of pressure to the tower. But gets the last hit in the tower, which I'm fairly certain now makes him 2/3 of the way away from finishing up the He just TP in the front, throws Sprout to get the vision. He's got support coming in from Mad. He's actually coming in on the Keeper of the Light at the moment from behind. Actually having an invis too. Scouts out Matumberman. So we're not sitting here. At least you'll see Varlic behind the trees. But there's no threat of nature. There's no real help for Mad to get this kill. And he knows it. But you might be able to harass him. Because they know that.
They know that Bloodseeker's
2/3 of the way away. They're TPing in the Slider.
nice block.
He needs to slow him down a little bit further.
Ah,
And he
I
knows
fucking
it.
met my lady,
He went
but-
straight past the creep wave. So now in comes Matumberman, slowing down Matt and Valix. He's so low. Like one TP over Brock. You see Bulldog, he's hunting for the kill. Matt's going to TP out. Bulldog, he actually scraps the wrong area. Same time Boogie's walking down. Amplification on him. Not a struck.
Yeah, I don't believe it.
Stick here. 2 attacks from Bulldog and he'll find the kill. And now he's realizing Valix in the tree line. Takes out one. Doesn't turn around for Boogie, however. Realizes he's dead. So he's trying to make the best in a bad situation. But
ទៅលើបាត់ទៅបាត់អាគេណាមួយហើយបើ
I think Storm's still in the kill. He jumps in for the SD. But Matumberman can't stop him. Pycat will TP out to safety. Because he had same time Boogie's walking down. Amplification on him. Not a struck.
ទៅរូបបលប់ទៀត
Stick here. 2 attacks from Bulldog and he'll find the kill. And now he's
ចុចបិទអីណាអញចោល
Bật đi.
ដឹងហើយមើលសិនទៅ Ready quest ហ្នឹង set ឡើងកើតទេ
À, bên này đấy nè.
បាទបាទ
Ngoài nó sao mà
និយាយថាបើខ្ញុំសុំកុំព្យូទ័របងឲ្យមួយទៀតបានអត់
Xong
bạc
បាទ
mình không chơi hơi ngoại sao vô sân rồi
ហើ
này
យខ្ញុំនេះឥឡូវកុំតើនេះដែរបង
ấy nhưng đang xui có ta chơi con nước tao ở thang của anh
បើសិនជាថានេះសាច់លំឡើងហ្នឹងហើយតោះនិយាយចេះសិនជានេះហើយដើរបងហើយចុះមាន desktop មាន desktop ដល់
chính máu xuyên xuyên nhớ trốn mất
ចឹងមានដល់ដាក់ពីទូលើដាក់បាយទេទៅ DK ហ្នឹង
anh tê con nước mà anh tê con nước
ក៏បានហើយខ្ញុំគាត់ចង់បញ្ជាក់គាត់ថាបើសិនជាមានគាត់ថាមានគាត់ថាដាក់បានឲ្យទៅឃើញដល់3យកមួយទៀតខ្សែនេះវឹងនេះអត់ដើរទាំងអស់ខ្សែ3នេះ
sai nó con trăm mà thứ này sai vỡ mà thay mình map có tạo wifi
អត់ទេ Wi-Fi ចាំមកយើងធម្មតាវា unstable Wi-Fi
có bánh hà nó như khác đó mà tay bánh hà đi tú đi hà lái thì không bánh
ហើយចុះអាខាសហ្នឹងដល់ពេលវា unstable ខាសស្អីកែ
nó đưa đuôi ta lấy bánh hà
ហ្នឹងអាអាហ្នឹងស្ដាប់ស្ចាំគ្រូមកបាក់បើស្ដាប់តែខ្យល់តឹង
xử lý sang khám rồi đáp
តឹងទ្រូងសួរគ្នានិយាយlênចេញយោបើគឺបានហើយឥឡូវចាំហ្នឹងឥឡូវមកឲ្យថាឲ្យថាមានថាប្រឡងឡើងឲ្យសិនជានេះគាត់ថាគាត់ថាបានចាំយកមកដាក់ហ្នឹងហ្មងព្រៀងចាំពេលហ្នឹង
mình vẫn đại thôi tem mưa hồi
នេះបងមក
mà giúp tô lử gì sao bằng
21ម៉ោង
មួយមកតែ4ម៉ោង
តែគាត់កាន់ហ្នឹងមែនគាត់កាន់ផងហ្នឹងល្ងាចហ្នឹងមែនណា
DK ដាក់កាន់
miếng phi mình tranh móc
អត់
phi
និយាយថាបង
nó chui kìa
នៅធ្វើការហ្នឹងតែនិយាយថាមកល្ងាច
និយាយឲ្យ tracer ទៅចុចទៅខ្ញុំតែវិញថ្ងៃ
អូគាត់នៅថ្ងៃgiờ nè giờ đi ấy giờ đi của bán này
con phi
đấy nha ba đồng bó nha
ấp
cho
nú
ba này kì cho ba này
đi các bạn
chỉ vào 7
ba là swag bạn đang bị vô đấy à ba đang bị vô đấy đào vào đấy từ nào
mình nhầm số DK thôi
ba
ở đây ở đây ở chỉ hỗ trợ tê cũng muốn của món tăng con
nhưng tê thì coi lơ mấy nhỉ
tê còn
rồi khá xía tê tới rồi
ra nào
con mấy con tao này
cất tê này
trong bãi cái mưa mình ngang con tê không mình cùng tớ này
đây ở sắp bó này
đứa DK to tăng
bói ai cái máu
đây là không có gì
đừng ấy khác nhưng like bỏ spell nhưng ngồi
khi tiền pay đừng đâu nè luôn trời
rồi rất là rồi rồi
mày đấy
rồi khởi than lùi sao ta ăn mà xài như giúp quà hay cả khẩu
mua áp mà xếp hai tay ok ở miền friend mình chỉ hối miền friend mình cả cá
nó vi pi nữa mày
mày này
lùi
vi pay pi nó pay pi watt đó thưa xinh này họ nữ con ăn bể không
đại score nên mẹ đi không xin con ăn
kít đấy
tháo lên mà
quay đại số kít đấy kít tiền thầy học thôi nhưng mà ở miếng này quá tao hay đâu tháo ấy à lấy cho Nissan họ cho mới chỉ hôn cái này
tao hồ đó ta mấy xử lý lưu cho bảo
nói nhưng mà đó này gì ấy à dừng sạch áp rồi
trăm bú mấy cái con làm phải
cho vậy tha cái friend này đi xem cái này
chắc mà vũ friend được không quá mà rồi tôi friend được nó tao hồ đó mà rồi tôi phần em ngoài online mà cho năm muốn
cầm đến mua lên ta là so đi đó
ở đây mơ tam online là cái online đương là cái online đi
online đương thì
offline thì mơ tam là so no khi nào thầy mình add bao nhiêu đi
add
nhưng add tụi mình hạt đầy
add
chỗ đây friend request này
send tới add chỉ mới hay add sắp rồi sao tôi khăn nói đi à thôi bớt lại chốt đây
anh lúc ai chỗ chụp đây hot ba là disruptor
hiểu
lên kì lệch bát đấy bát này